My name is Tomer Epstein. I'm the Director of Strategic Partnership at Biobeat. Biobeat is in the area of empowering clinical data access by remote patient monitoring. We're well aware of few challenges there are today in monitoring patients. There is an increased infection due to the patient contact with the medical teams. This is more highly relevant today in COVID eras. Vital sign collection is a time-consuming deal. It's still a manual task that the staff needs to do. Also, of course, obtaining the data and then entering it back to the EMR. There is some training that is involved with the capital equipment of monitoring devices that are out today. Multiple devices are required for monitoring patients, and there are lots of wires that are involved with the process, which is also a source for infection control and diseases within the hospital. So what is Biobeat is aiming to do is really minimize all of those challenges, all of those monitoring equipment into one device. Our device is a proprietary patented device that was developed in-house at Biobeat based on a reflective PPG that employs multiple light spectrums with additional algorithms that assist us to bring much more insights, much more data from this one small wireless sensor device. We're able to to obtain 15 different medical grade measurements from the device, which is something that, of course, is not commonly being used today with other competitors, other products in the market. One device can get blood saturation, continuous blood pressure, heart rate, respiratory rate, stroke volume, cardiac output, one lead ECG from the patch, skin temperature, and more. Besides obtaining those measurements from one device, we also have done several validation studies, comparison studies, clinical trials, and obtained several regulatory approvals. So we're currently the only company in the world that has FDA clearance for the blood saturation, the continuous blood saturation without the use of an inflatable cuff. We also have it for the SpO2, heart rate. We have also the CE mark for the majority of the vitals, also Health Canada, TGA from Australia, and in other countries. We have also a data security standard, which is really up to the level as HIPAA and GDPR compliant. We don't save any identification data at Biobeat. No sensitive data is being stored, so there isn't any correlation between data of the patients and the patients themselves. We only store the serial number of the devices and the vitals themselves, meaning there wouldn't be a security breach within our platform and devices, which is something that is highly relevant in these days of cybersecurity attacks. Also, of course, especially in Germany. We have 3 product lines. One of them is the wrist monitor, the other is the chest monitor, and the web platform. So the wrist monitor is a medical grade device, looks like a watch, works for 3 days, then you charge it only for 2 hours, and then you can have it continuously again for the next 3 days. We use it mainly for research, pharma, clinical trials, telemedicine providers, nursing homes, elder care facilities that are using the devices. That would provide a monitoring tool for a long period of time for the patients. We have a second product, which is more for short-term care. This is the chest monitor. The battery life is about 5 to 6 days. A very portable device, small to use, very easy. We use it for in-hospital monitoring, post-hospitalization, post-surgery, and different ambulatory or monitoring capabilities and use cases. Using both devices through a Bluetooth, you can connect it to either a mobile app or a gateway, and then the data is being transmitted to the cloud working on an AWS infrastructure. This is HIPAA and GDPR compliant. Both apps, by the way, are also for iOS and Android, so both devices are compatible to be used in the majority of the smartphones today. When the data goes from the devices, immediately you can see that at the web platform. At the web platform, you can see the graphs, trends, the historical data of the patients, all their vitals. You can see the changes in their vitals. also detect patterns of deterioration of patients. You can customize the alert per vital, per patient group, per department, per hospital. So the system is highly customized, really, and can adapt to the needs of each hospital and the needs of each medical teams that are appointed to that medical case. We also have a built-in early warning score system. Early warning score system is based on the news protocol, which is the most common EWS protocol that is being used today. EWS has high correlation and being publicly validated to be able to detect early, to provide an early detection of deterioration. So using EWS as a tool for detection of patient deterioration, it's something that really can provide additional decision support tool for the staff to identify those patients that are at high risk and do require early prevention for their medical emergency. Currently today, we're working in few areas. One of them is pharma companies, CROs, working with the largest companies, healthcare providers in an in-hospital monitoring and an hospital at home programs. So providing both the care at the hospital level, but also outside of the hospital, and also additional industries such as insurance companies, research institute, first responders, government entities, and different projects with the government. With COVID-19, we have generated much experience and expertise. Started really at the first wave in Israel last year in March. We're able to deploy our devices in about 20 hospitals within 3 weeks. So our devices were a first monitoring tool for the staff to monitor COVID patients. We were able to gather data from hundreds of patients, understanding different patterns, different changes within vitals, showing specific deterioration of COVID patients, and really to be able to identify between gender, age, BMI, and also, of course, different illnesses that they have, comorbidities. So we're also publishing a study on that. And by obtaining that much data, we're able to get different insights on those patients, and we're implementing that within our system to automatically detect those patients that are at high risk. Besides working in Israel in 20 hospitals, we're also working in the US, in Germany, also in other countries in Europe, Asia, to detect and to monitor COVID patients and to prevent deterioration of those patients. Just to summarize about our edge, we have a regulation. We're the only FDA-cleared cuffless non-invasive blood pressure device in the world. We have the CE, we have the FDA. One device can measure 15 different vitals, doing it automatically, seamlessly, eliminating the need for manual spot checks. We have a built-in early detection and early warning score, and the user experience is quite high. Thank you very much, everyone. And if you want to find out more and have more information, you can contact us or our local partners in Germany. Thank you.